grab my attention at this time. This is an effort to create a sacred space for myself, to tune into my energy, to my thoughts, to my emotions, which I only use as a gauge in my life. I am not identifying myself with those. We're going to take a nice deep breath in through our nose. As you breathe in through your nose, you want to fill up your belly, the chest, and as the chest finishes filling up, you want to feel the collarbones lift. And then exhale everything out. Continue to breathe in through your nose, filling up the belly, chest, lifting the collarbones. And then breathe out your nose, releasing the collarbones, chest, and then belly. Here, our mantra today is going to be, I am enough. And allow yourself to resonate with this concept of what it is to be enough, what that feels like for you. And allow yourself to embody that, to embrace that feeling of being enough. Let all self-criticism and judgment, let that go. There's a time and place for those kinds of things, but to be constantly harsh with yourself or judging yourself, or where you think you are, or where you think you need to be, just allow yourself to be enough, to embrace and to enjoy and fully accept where you are at this time in your life. Go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to come into our first pose, which is caterpillar. So you just want to bring your bottom right to that front ledge of your folded blanket. You want the ledge to kind of line up with that gluteal fold where the hamstrings meet the glutes. We're only going to be here 2 minutes, so let's go ahead. Inhale, elongate through our spine. And exhale, walk those hands forward. And then come down to where you just start to feel sensation in your body. Again, reminding yourself of your mantra, I am enough. Allow those toes to point up towards the ceiling. Keep the knees pointing straight up as well. Don't let your feet fall out to the side or fall inwards. And continue to engage in that 3-part breath, breathing in and out through your nose. And as your body starts to open, you can walk your fingers down a little bit further towards the ankle, and then eventually you'll come to where your hands can touch your toes. And if you don't get there today, that's okay. You will sooner or later. And again, just reminding yourself, I am enough. Remembering in yin, we're only going to go about 2/3 our max. We're not working our muscles, we're working the connective tissue, which is the ligaments, tendons, and fascia. We're going to lean back onto our hands, bend those knees, and then we're just going to take a few windshield wipers here. So those tissues, when we work them or condition them, um, that's why we hold the asana a little longer. That's how we work those tissues. They don't like to be moved back and forth too much or too fast. That could cause injury. But when we are holding our asana, we're creating a stress, which will help condition those tissues. So we're going to come into cat pulling its tail. The best way that I feel like I can help guide us into this pose is lay down onto your left side. I like to take my left arm straight out. You can have your knees bent, kind of stack your hips. Take the left foot, bend that knee, bring your foot into your right hand, pull that leg back. The top leg, right leg, you can bring it out straight across, and we're only going to be here on each side for 2 minutes, or you can bend that knee. You can even grab one of your blocks if you want and place it under the knee. And then you want to bring the bottom leg or foot, towards that glute. So the left foot is trying to touch the left glute. You want both of the shoulder blades on the floor. If that top leg wants to come up a little bit, go ahead and let it. Again, you're only going to where you start to feel sensation. And then you engage in your breath. If your breath feels a little choppy, you can breathe out of your mouth. Till it starts to feel a little bit more smooth, and then you want to just breathe in and out through the nose. If you want to close your eyes so you can tune in to what you're experiencing in your body a little bit more, please feel free to do that. We're going to go ahead and release that hold on your foot. We're going to roll onto our backs. And we just want to bring those knees together, feet wide, hands down by the side, and we'll just take a few breaths here. On these last 2 breaths, go ahead and breathe everything out through the mouth as you exhale. If you want to add a little sigh to it, go ahead and do so. Let that exhale be a little bit longer. One last time, breathe in. And exhale everything out. Let's go ahead and set up for the other side. I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see me. So we're going to lay on the right side now. Take that right arm straight across. Stack your hips. Take that right foot back behind you. Bend that knee. Grab that foot with the left hand. Roll back, bringing that right foot towards the right glute. Here you can take that top leg straight out, or you can bend that knee. And you definitely want to keep both shoulder blades on the floor. Again, if that left leg wants to come up off that block, go ahead and let it. You can keep that knee bent, but you're definitely going to feel a lot of stretching and compression in the stomach area. The spleen and stomach meridians run on the front of the legs, so the leg that you have pulled back, you're definitely working those meridians as well, or working that line of energy, not only in the abdomen, but down through the legs. And then also you are affecting them with the hand on the foot as well. You got a little twist in your upper body, so that's affecting the meridians. And then you just want to continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Release that bottom foot. We're going to lay back onto our backs. Bring the knees together, feet wide apart. Take 3 breaths here, breathing in through your nose, exhaling through the mouth. Let those exhales be a little bit longer. Now we're going to set up for our third asana, which is going to be Sphinx. Here you just want to lay onto your belly. Keep the legs and hips and glutes relaxed as much as you can. Going to be here about 3 minutes. Take your elbows and place them right underneath the shoulders. You want your legs as wide as the mat. You want to lift up through your chest and kind of let it come forward. Bring the head up towards the ceiling. If this is too much of a bend for your low back, you can walk those elbows out a bit. That'll help you come down a little bit more and you won't have such a deep back bend. But if you want that back bend, keep those elbows right underneath the shoulders. If you feel like you can't get your hips and legs to relax, go ahead and tighten them as much as you can. Take a nice deep breath in and then exhale. Let everything go. And then just continue to breathe in and out through your nose. And again, anytime you want to come back to your mantra, please feel free to do so. Just remembering it is I am enough. Go ahead and place our hands on top of each other. Bring your forehead on top of your hands and then just shake those hips out a bit. We're going to push ourselves back up and we're going to come into a child's pose here just for a couple breaths. And we're going to keep our legs close together. So we're going to do a closed knee child's pose. And go ahead and place your fists on top of each other and we'll just take about 3 or 4 breaths. We're going to grab our blankets and then we're going to come into a shoelace pose. So for me, the best and easiest way to come into a shoelace is to bring the leg that I have on top up front, which we're going to start with our right, and then take that left knee and line it up right behind the right. Sit back onto your blanket, and again, you want to have the front part of the fold right where the leg and the glutes meet. You want to bring those feet out from one another, across from one another. And we're going to be here 2 minutes on each leg. So I like to inhale, elongate through my spine, and then exhale, walking those hands forward. We're just going to drop ourselves down. Remembering to breathe in and out through our nose. And yin, it's okay to round your back. So if you want to tuck that chin towards your chest a little bit, go ahead and do that. We're just about there. Gonna inhale cross those legs. If for some reason you can't get your legs to cross like that, you can leave the bottom leg straight. We're going to lean back and we're just going to take those windshield wipers. So hopefully you were able to figure that out. I probably should have told you that before we came out of the pose, right? But if you've been with me for a little bit, you're pretty familiar with that modification. So we're going to, let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. So if you can't get your legs to cross like that, where the knees are stacked, you can keep the left or the bottom leg straight. If you want to try this side, just to see if you can, because each side of your body is going to be different. You just put whichever leg you're going to have on top in front, put the other one behind, and then you sit back. You can kind of lift yourself and shift your hips so everything's nice and aligned. Take that inhale, elongate through your spine, and then exhale, walk yourself forward. Anytime you're folding forward, you're helping your abdomen, your stomach, your intestines, small intestines, large intestines, to do what they need to do. You're kind of pushing out toxins, any stagnation from blood or chi out of those areas. And when you open that back up, all fresh blood and oxygen, well, fresh blood, which carries the oxygen and nutrients, and then the chi that has blood with it, and then blood has chi with it, so they kind of go together. Floods into those tissues and helps to heal those tissues. So again, I'm not sure if anyone else had this experience, but I definitely did with the holidays, with responsibilities, with family, job, all that kind of fun stuff, business, running your own business. It gets a little hectic and crazy, and so I missed my practice for a couple days, and I could tell almost immediately in my body. And I feel two ways about that. One way is, wow, really? Like, all that work I do, like, I can't get a pass for a day or two. But then at the same time, I feel, wow, like maybe I'm that sensitive now, or that aware or attuned to what's going on in my body. And because I'm putting myself under a lot of stress and pressure, my body is asking for support and asking to be taken care of. And that's why I do this practice, so I can answer that call when my body needs it. So again, life is all about how we perceive what's going on. So we're going to lay back onto our backs. I actually need my timer. Don't know why I put it down there. You're going to bring your arms out into a T. We're going to press into our feet, shift our hips over to the left. Bring those knees into your chest. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, drop your knees to the right. Inhale, lift your head. And then exhale as you turn it over that left shoulder. And again, we're only going to be here 2 minutes, and we're just about finished with our practice. So again, remembering that nice deep inhale through the nose, filling up the belly and the chest, lifting the collarbones. And then exhale everything out. Let's just revisit our mantra a few more times. I am enough. Some days I can be extra, and some days it's okay that I'm enough. I'm just enough. release that hold on that left knee. Bring our heads back to center. I want you to engage your core as you lift those knees back to the middle. Press through your feet as you shift those hips back down in the center. Take a few breaths here as you drop those knees together, feet wide. Exhale everything out through the mouth. 2 more times. You may feel the energy running through your legs. You may experience as cold or hot. One is not better than the other. They just are what they are. So we're going to set up for our other side. So we're going to take our arms back out into that T shape. Press through the feet. Shift their hips to the right. Lift the feet up, bringing those knees into our chest. Inhale. Exhale, drop those knees over to the left as you lift your head up and then look over that right shoulder. You're just going to be here 2 minutes. One thing I can say for sure is like how nice it feels to come back to your practice after taking a break for a day or two and just really feeling how much your body sometimes wants to hold on to tension, and just being aware of that and working with that. Kind of regaining some control, just not letting your body do whatever it wants, not using food or drink or whatever vice a person may choose to kind of subdue those feelings, but to be in it and to acknowledge it and work with it and do something that's positive and healthy. And also just learning that that's a normal response to stress. The body will tense up. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't mean you're not as good as someone else. It just means that you respond to stress in a healthy way, and you need to do something to alleviate the stress, something that is more productive, conducive to healthy living, like yoga or meditation, even just regular exercise sometimes, just working that tension out of our bodies. We're going to lay back onto our backs, bringing those knees together, feet wide, breathing out the mouth, inhaling through the nose 2 more times. Repeating our mantra 1 more time at least. I am enough. Let's go ahead and set up for Shavasana. Just bring those legs or heels out to the corners of our mat. Tuck those shoulder blades down and toward one another. You can lift your head up, look at your feet, and lay back onto your back of your head, keeping that neck long. And just allow yourself to fall back into the support of the floor, knowing that you have the stability around you and in your life. Allow yourself to process the work that you just did in your practice. Feel the energy shifting through your body and let Get comfortable not knowing. There once was a village that had among its people a very wise old man. The villagers trusted this man to provide them answers to their questions and concerns. One day, a farmer from the village went to the wise man and said in a frantic tone, "Wise man, help me. A horrible thing has happened. My ox has died, and I have no animal to help me plow my field. Isn't this the worst thing that could have possibly happened?" The wise old man replied, "Maybe so, maybe not." The man hurried back to the village and reported to his neighbors that the wise old man had gone mad. Surely this was the worst thing that could have happened. Why couldn't he see this? The very next day, however, a strong young horse was seen near the man's farm. Because the man had no ox to rely on, he had the idea to catch the horse to replace his ox, and he did. How joyful the farmer was! Plowing the field had never been easier. He went back to the wise old man to apologize. You were right, wise man. Losing my ox wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. It was a blessing in disguise. I never would have captured my new horse had it not happened. You must agree that this is the best thing that could have happened." The wise man replied once again, "Maybe so, maybe not." Not again, thought the farmer. Surely the wise man had gone mad now. But once again, the farmer did not know what was to happen. A few days later, the farmer's son was riding a horse and was thrown off. He broke his leg and would not be able to help with the crop. "Oh no," thought the man. "Now we will starve to death." Once again, the farmer went to the wise man. This time he said, "How did you know that capturing my horse was not a good thing?" "You were right again. My son is injured and won't be able to help with the crop. This time I'm sure that this is the worst thing that could have possibly happened. You must agree this time." But just as he had done before, the wise man calmly looked at the farmer and in a compassionate tone replied once again, "Maybe so, maybe not." Enraged that the wise man could be so ignorant, the farmer stormed back to the village. The next day, troops arrived to take every able-bodied man to war that had just broken out. The farmer's son was the only young man in the village who didn't have to go. He would live, while the others would surely die. The moral of this story provides a powerful lesson. The truth is, we don't know what's going to happen. We just think we do. Often we make a big deal out of something. We blow up scenarios in our minds about all the terrible things that are going to happen. Most of the time we are wrong. If we were to keep our cool and stay open to possibilities, we can be reasonably certain that, eventually, all will be well. Remember, maybe so, maybe not. As you start to come back to your body, go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. We're going to bring our feet together, arms up overhead. Take a nice deep inhale and stretch throughout the length of your body. As you exhale, roll over to the right side. And when you're ready, let's push ourselves back up into a seated position. With your eyes open or closed, we'll just take one moment to take a nice inhale together through our nose. Exhale everything out with a nice deep sigh. Repeating one last time, I am enough. Drop your hands down to the floor. Open your eyes, lift those hands up overhead, bring them together, and draw them down in front of your face and to the front of your chest, right in front of your heart. Peace and namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your practice. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel or just like on this practice if you did enjoy it. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks again. Bye.